Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Alexi here, and I'm here for the Tinker Time deck tech as promised. Hopefully the audio isn't crap this time. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, so this is like my 8th time repeating myself. Yay, this is great. Excuse me. Anyways, Tinker Time, Blue-Red Tanker, whatever you want to call it. I decided to call it Tinker Time because Tanker, Time Vault Voltaic Key. I'm probably not the first person to come up with that. I'm probably not going to be the last person to use that. But you know what? I thought it was clever. I thought it was funny. So that's why I decided to name the deck. Anyways, quick rant before we get on to this video. On Twitter, this was, I want to say a couple days ago, I got into a little, this person would call it an argument, I'd call it a funny little BS back and forth, shooting at each other, you know, talking casual crap kind of thing. Where basically I called this person out for something dumb because I said something, I forgot what I said. I was telling him to hurry up with his project, we'll say. I'm not gonna be too specific because I know this person's very, very quick to attack someone's channel, clearly. But I was telling them to hurry up with their project, and they were all like, oh, well, sorry that, you know, I like to take time with my project. Go through my Twitter, you'll know what I mean. But basically, I called this person out for his projects and whatnot, and the thing that he's doing right now, and he basically blocked me. So, moral of this quick rant, don't just go ahead and attack someone out of nowhere. Because if they fire back, that's on you. You engaged, don't expect them to not engage back. Plain and simple. You know, it's like fighting in a war. Don't shoot your gun and expect the person to not shoot you back if you didn't just hit them hard enough. It's that simple. But rant aside, I'm with the deck tech. If you like the deck, like the video, sub, comment down below any suggestions you'd have for the deck, whether you'd add and take away something, what you think is not important in the deck, something that you really think should just absolutely not be in the deck at all. One thing I should note before I begin, this is not my list. This is a list a friend gave me. This is not me, you know, like, oh, don't give me the hate, give my friend the hate. This is actually a friend of mine's list that he gave me, whether he got it off the internet or something, I don't know, but I'm not going to give any names, because as far as I know, this person doesn't have a channel or anything, but this friend gave me the list. I didn't make this list, so shout-outs to this person. He'll know who he is. So, Tinker Time. Again, this revolves around Tinker and the Time Vault Voltaic Key combo. In case you know what Time Vault does, here it is on your screen. It enters taps the 2-drop artifact. It does not untap during your untap. If you would begin your turn while Time Vault is tapped, you may skip that turn. Instead, if you do, untap it. And if you tap it, you take an extra turn. So basically, it's Time Walk in the form of an artifact. Except you have to skip your turn to untap it. And so what you basically want to do is get this and Voltaic Key onto the battlefield as fast as you can. That way you take infinite turns, and since you take infinite turns, you can basically do whatever you want and beat your opponent down with Snapcaster Mage or Trinket Mage, which is basically 3 mana, go grab Voltaic Key, or do whatever you want with your infinite turns. You know, flip your opponent's deck over, you know, make a bunch of 5/5s and kill your opponent with those. I don't know what your life is like, but that's basically what infinite turns does for you. You basically take infinite turns, do whatever you want. Your opponent basically gets to sit there and watch you play Magic. Your opponent's going to quit probably the second you assemble this combo, however. If your opponent, if you explain to your opponent, like, alright, look, I take infinite turns because of this, this, and this, or if your opponent's experienced in Vintage, they're going to be like, yup, you got the combo, I have no way to stop it, I'm dead. They're just going to do that, and that's plain and simple, that's it. Now, how do you get to your combo? Well, there's obviously ways to dig. You know, obviously, probe is basically just pay 2 life and, you know, draw a card, essentially. You got Mystical Tutor to search up for your tankers, or your Transmute Artifact, which is basically Tanker in 2 mana. It just, except with more text. I'll let you look that up, basically, because I'm not going to explain that whole spiel. Go ahead and look it up. If you look up the Oracle text, it'll sound much more simple than that large paragraph will ever sound like in a million years. You obviously got Ponder, Ancestral Recall, Repeal, you know, bounce a creature, draw a card, or a non-land permanent, excuse me. You know, stuff like that. Basically, drawing cards like Paradoxical Outcome, Thought Chaos. You got just drawing cards, one simple and effective way to dig through and assemble your combo. Another huge way is basically just having it turn 1. So, you know, some stupid like just get a bunch of, you know, mana rocks into play, Tolarian Academy, activate Tolarian Academy, Tanker, stacking a Mox, float the Mox on the stack, and then, you know, bounce it, Time Vault, and then play Voltaic Key and win the game. Again, there's plenty of ways to win with this deck. And obviously you got protection, like Mental Misstep, Force of Will, basically to keep your combo alive, and hopefully you can slam your combo as fast as you can without it being countered like crazy. Now, one of Snapcaster Mage, basically to target stuff like Paradox or Misstep or Recall, maybe even. I don't know. Again, I don't know what your life is like. Deck Faden, basically 3 mana, Faithless Looting, or gain control of your opponent's artifacts, which is pretty sweet. Or your own, if you get your own artifacts stolen. Jason the Mind Sculptor, an alternate win condition, basically flipping your opponent's deck over. The Brainstorm, the Fate Seal, really good. When I played this deck a couple times, I usually Fate Sealed myself instead of my opponent. Usually because I knew the top of my deck ahead of time anyways. So I tended to Fate Seal more than I did anything else. Blade Seal Colossus, another alternate win condition. Excuse me. Basically, the smarter way of doing things instead of turn 1ing the combo. But if you want to be that dude and turn 1 the combo, go for it. But basically, if you can tinker into Blade Colossus, you'll have an 11/11 trample infect. And unless your opponent has a really big way to stop it or can counter your tinker, you're basically going to win the game. Swords to Plowshares might even be a detriment to them, so maybe they need Path to Exile, which, yes, people play in Vintage. I have a Vintage deck that actually plays Path to Exile on the sideboard. For cards like this, and plus, how many people do you know run basic lands in Vintage? Just saying. I haven't seen a deck in Vintage that runs 7 million basic lands in their deck. I've seen at most maybe 5 or 6, and I've won games because of that. Another alternate winning condition, Tezzeret. You can basically shuffle or search your library for an artifact, put into play, shuffle. So basically, you can slam a Tezzeret to basically grab one of your pieces. If you guys had a nickel for every time I said basically in a deck attack at all, you guys are probably millionaires by now. I'm just saying. That's the main deck. Sideboard, you got 2 copies of Biforce, basically to destroy artifacts. I need to rip that word out of my vocabulary, I swear. 1 copy of Echoing Truth. Return target non-land permanent. It's pretty much, I didn't say it, pretty much Maelstrom Pulse, but bounces. And honestly, I find it a bit more effective than Maelstrom Pulse. 4 copies of Grafdigger's Cage, Dredge Hate, Infernal Oath Hate, General Graveyard Hate, Ingot Chewer, a decent-sized body, and it also destroys artifacts. It's way better than Smelt. I believe Smelt is the name of the card I'm thinking of. Let me actually check that while I continue. 2 copies of Mind Break Trap. Smelt is the card I was thinking of. Paradoxical Outcome, the Tunnels of Agony decks basically get eaten alive by this. I asked my friend actually why he didn't run Counterflux, and his reasoning basically made sense to me, and I feel kind of dumb for not realizing it. Mind Break Trap is almost always going to cost 0 mana. Plain and simple. Counterflux costs 4. Essentially, if you want to win the game, it's going to cost you 4. You get into a counter fight, you're probably winning that counter fight if you slam a Mind Break trap into play. Because you have mana open. Your opponent probably won't have mana open or like 8,000 cards. I mean, they probably have 8,000 cards in their hand for Force of Will. But if they burn through their Force of Wills and you just Mind Break trap, unless they get like 4 mana drains in their hand, which is very unlikely, that's it. He basically won the counter fight. So his reasoning made sense to me. One basic mountain, basically strip mine wastelands, just fun stuff. Tech Edge, that new one, Field of Ruin. 1 copy of Pyroblast, because blue is massive in Vintage, as you can clearly see. Like a good 99.99% of this deck is blue. And 2 copies of Termite's Crypt, Dredge Hate, Infernal Oath Hate, General Graveyard Hate. A deck that I have actually been planning on playing is like a Survival of the Fittest, like Dredgevine kind of concoction that I saw online once. That seems like really fun, and I definitely want to try it. Termite's Crypt, obviously good hate against that. So that's basically the deck. If there's any specific cards you want to touch up on, the list will be down in the description. Again, like I said in the beginning, if there's any cards you would take out, put in, cards that you think definitely should have been shined more. Like, I know someone out there's going to be like, why don't you put Sensei's Divining Top? Because the few times I played this deck, Sensei's Divining Top didn't do much. I think out of the few times I played the deck, Sensei's Divining Top I casted once, and it really didn't do much for me. I'm going to be real honest, it did little to nothing for me. Thoughtcast did more for me, and I drew crappy cards with Thoughtcast. But anyways, I'm done here. Like, subscribe. I'll see you on Twitter, MTG Community. Follow me at ShadowSidleXZ. Peace out.